Some betrayals happen behind your back, others happen right in front of everyone you love. Mine happened less than an hour before I was supposed to say, I do. One decision, one lie, one person I trusted more than my own brother, destroyed a friendship that had lasted over 20 years. My name is Adam, and this is the story of how my best friend nearly ruined my wedding day. I met Chris in elementary school. We grew up on the same street, played on the same soccer team, went to the same college. People joke that we were basically brothers. If someone had asked me who I'd trust with my life, his name would have been the first one out of my mouth. When I proposed to my girlfriend Emily, choosing my best man wasn't even a question. It had to be Chris. He seemed genuinely happy for us. He helped plan the bachelor party, gave advice during wedding preparations, even promised to make my wedding day the best day of my life. Looking back, I wish I'd paid attention to the small things. Whenever someone complimented Emily, Chris always had something to add. I told Adam she'd never go for him. Or, she definitely upgraded. Everyone laughed, including me. I thought it was harmless teasing. Now I know better. The morning of the wedding felt surreal. The venue looked incredible. Flowers, music, family arriving from across the country. Everything we'd spent a year planning was finally happening. Chris arrived early. He looked nervous. I assumed he was just taking his best man duties seriously. About 45 minutes before the ceremony, he asked if we could talk privately. We stepped outside. He took a deep breath, then looked me straight in the eyes. Adam, I don't think Emily is faithful. My heart stopped. I actually laughed. What? He pulled out his phone. There are messages. He showed me screenshots of someone supposedly flirting with Emily, late night conversations, heart emojis, plans to meet after the wedding. Every message looked convincing. My hands started shaking. I couldn't breathe. I asked where he'd gotten them. He claimed an anonymous person had sent them the night before. I didn't want to ruin your wedding, but I couldn't let you marry someone without knowing. For a moment, everything around me disappeared. The music, the guests, the excitement. I felt like my entire future had collapsed in less than 60 seconds. Then something didn't make sense. The profile picture in the screenshots looked familiar. Not because I recognized the man, because I'd seen that exact photo before. A stock image. Months earlier, I'd used the same website while designing advertisements at work. I grabbed Chris's phone, zoomed in. The image quality was terrible, almost like it had been copied several times. I asked to see the original messages. He hesitated. That was the first time in 22 years I saw fear in his eyes. I deleted them. I stared at him. Why? He couldn't answer. Instead, he started talking faster. You have to trust me. No? I need proof. His confidence disappeared immediately. Right then, Emily's younger brother walked outside looking for us. He noticed the tension, asked what was happening. I handed him the phone. Within seconds, he frowned. I've seen this editing app before. He enlarged one of the screenshots. The text boxes weren't perfectly aligned. Tiny details, but impossible to ignore. The messages were fake. Every single one. I slowly looked back at Chris. Why? Silence. Then finally, the truth. He admitted he'd been in love with Emily for years. He claimed he'd hidden his feelings because she chose me. When the wedding became real, he panicked. His plan wasn't to steal her. He just wanted to stop the wedding long enough for me to doubt her. He believed once trust was broken, the marriage would never happen. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. 22 years of friendship destroyed. By jealousy, security quietly escorted Chris off the property before guests realized anything had happened. Only our immediate families knew the real reason. The ceremony started 15 minutes late. Most guests assumed it was a simple scheduling delay. Emily noticed something was wrong. After the ceremony, I told her everything. She listened without interrupting, then hugged me tighter than she ever had before. I'm sorry you lost your best friend today. That sentence hit harder than anything Chris had done, because she understood exactly what I'd lost. Not just a best man, not just a friend, a lifetime of memories. Over the next few weeks, mutual friends started calling. Some believed Chris deserved another chance. Others couldn't understand why I'd cut him off completely. I asked them one question: if someone tries to destroy the happiest day of your life with lies, how many second chances would you give them? Nobody had an answer. About 6 months later, Chris sent me a handwritten letter. He admitted everything: jealousy, regret, shame. He apologized without making excuses. I appreciated the honesty, but I never replied. Some bridges aren't burned by anger, they're destroyed by choice. Today, Emily and I have been married for 4 years. We're expecting our first child. Life isn't perfect, but it's honest, and after everything that happened, honesty means more to me than perfection ever could. Sometimes I think about Chris, not with hatred, with sadness, because one selfish decision erased decades of loyalty. People often ask what the hardest part was. It wasn't discovering the lie. It wasn't almost losing my wedding. It was realizing the person standing beside me all those years had secretly been hoping I'd fail. Trust is built over years, but it only takes one deliberate act to destroy it forever. If you're lucky enough to have people who celebrate your happiness without envy, hold on to them. They're rarer than you think, because the people clapping the loudest at your wedding aren't always the ones happiest to see you win. If you've ever been betrayed by someone you trusted like family, share your story in the comments below. Sometimes the deepest wounds don't come from strangers, they come from the people you never thought you'd have to question.